Nobody tells women over 60 the truth about haircuts. Until now. Some women walk out of the salon looking lighter, sharper, and 10 years younger. Others walk out looking exactly the same, or somehow older. The difference has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with the cut. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are covering 5 rejuvenating haircuts designed specifically for the way your face, hair, and bone structure evolve after 60. And by part 3, you will want to pause and look in the mirror. I mean it. We are talking about the Luminous Layered Bob, the Sophisticated Textured Pixie, the Wavy Lob with deep side part, the V-cut with crown lift, and the one cut most women over 60 have never been told about. And the very first one? It lifts your entire face without touching a single product. Let's go. 1. The Luminous Layered Bob. Have you ever looked at a photograph from 5 years ago and thought, my hair looked lighter, softer, and somehow more alive? Your bone structure has not changed. Your hair has. Here is the truth most stylists never say out loud. After 60, your hair loses density from the inside out. That slow interior thinning is invisible at first. But the moment you leave your hair in a blunt, one-length cut, the kind that felt so effortlessly chic at 45, it begins to sit flat, collapse at the crown, and drag your jawline downward. That is not age. That is the wrong cut. There is one reason the Luminous Layered Bob photographs 20 times better than any other style for women over 60. And it has nothing to do with color or product. Women who make this switch almost always say the same thing afterward. They cannot believe they waited this long. Image. Ultra-realistic woman aged 55 to 65, hyper-realistic skin, natural aging, visible fine lines and real pore texture. Wearing a refined ivory turtleneck, wearing a blunt one-length chin-length bob with no layering. Hair sitting flat against the head with collapsed crown and no volume. Warmly lit neutral studio, clean warm gray background, quietly thoughtful concerned expression. Soft warm studio lighting, 3/4 framing. Portrait orientation, photorealistic, soft flattering light, no text, no watermarks, no logos, 16:9 horizontal ratio. The first fix is interior layering. A blunt bob deposits all its weight in one band, which collapses your volume and makes your hair look even thinner than it is. Interior layers remove bulk from the inside of the cut while leaving the exterior line intact. Volume appears naturally at the crown without adding a single inch of length. There is one specific phrase your stylist needs to hear, and most women never know to say it. Ask for interior layers only, not surface layers. That one distinction changes everything. The second fix is your weight line. Most women carry their weight exactly at the jaw or above it, which visually cuts your face in half. Drop that weight line even half an inch below your jawline, and your entire jaw reads more defined, more lifted, and more elegant. That is everything. The third fix is your ends. Fine hair needs point-cut ends. Small diagonal snips that add softness without further thinning your length. Blunt cut ends on fine hair look heavy and flat, which ages the entire style. If your hair is thicker, ask for sliced layers through the midsection to release bulk, because without that the cut puffs outward instead of falling with grace. The fourth fix is face framing movement. Long, rigid front sections falling straight past your chin pull the eye downward. Soft, angled pieces that curve gently toward those beautiful cheekbones of yours lift the entire gaze upward, drawing attention to your eyes rather than the lower face. Honestly, this framing angle is the one thing I wish I could tell every woman before she sits down in that salon chair. The fifth fix is your maintenance schedule. Layers lose their architectural shape every 6 to 8 weeks, faster than blunt cuts. And here is what no one says. A grown-out layer line does not just look less polished. It actively returns your hair to flat, formless weight, undoing everything the cut was doing for you. If you are still wearing a blunt chin-length bob with no interior layering, swap it now. Keep your length, keep your exterior line, and simply add layers inside. If your ends are scissor blunt, swap them for point-cut ends at your next appointment. The outside barely changes. The inside changes everything. This is the cut that top stylists request for themselves. Think about that. And part 2 covers a cut most women dismiss in 2 seconds, and regret the moment they see what it actually does to the neck, the shoulders, and the entire way you carry yourself. Do not skip it. 2. The Sophisticated Textured Pixie. Here is the bold truth most women over 60 have never heard. The pixie cut they dismissed is not the cut we are talking about today. What they picture, flat, cropped, severe, is the wrong version. The Sophisticated Textured Pixie is something entirely different. It reveals your neck. It elongates your entire silhouette. And it makes people wonder why you look so effortlessly put together every single time you walk into a room. This is the cut that makes people stop mid-conversation and genuinely wonder what changed. That is not an accident. That is architecture. Here is why the wrong pixie ages instead of refines. Most stylists default to a close-cropped cut with no texture, no crown height, and no movement, and the eye goes straight to any fullness in the face or neck. That is the mistake. Not the pixie. The version of the pixie. The first fix is crown volume. Your crown needs deliberate, intentional lift built through layering at the top. Without crown height, the eye travels horizontally across your face rather than vertically, which widens everything. With it, your face reads narrower, sharper, and more refined. That flat crown is what is aging you, not the length of the cut. The second fix is texture. A texturized pixie uses razor cutting or point cutting through the top and sides to create movement that catches the light. Uniform, blunt-cut pixies look dated at any age, and at 60, they add years instead of removing them. Your natural texture becomes a full asset the moment the cut begins working with it. The third fix is nape softness. A hard, shaved nape draws the eye to the width of your neck rather than the elegance of it. Ask your stylist to leave a little length at the nape and blend it gradually. And the transition from your hairline to your collar becomes graceful and feminine rather than sharp and severe. The fourth fix is temple framing. Hard lines at the temples compress the face. Soft, wispy pieces left forward at the temples frame those beautiful eyes of yours and create the kind of gentle femininity that photographs beautifully from every angle. Honestly, the first time I saw a properly built textured pixie on a woman over 60, I could not believe how young and effortless she looked. That is not luck. That is architecture. There is one moment in the salon that makes or breaks your pixie, and most women never notice it happening until it is too late. It is when the stylist shapes your crown. If they go too short on that pass, the volume disappears before the cut is finished. Ask them to pause, step back, and check with you standing, not sitting, before they finalize the top. The fifth fix is color depth. A single process color on a pixie reads flat. A soft highlight or gloss through the top of the cut creates dimension that makes your hair appear noticeably thicker than it is. Ask for that combination at your next appointment. If you are wearing a clipper-cut pixie with no texture, swap it for a razor-finished version with soft crown layers. If your nape is shaved hard, ask for a blended, softened nape instead. You keep the ease of short hair. You gain a completely different kind of elegance. A texturized pixie needs a refresh every 5 to 6 weeks to stay polished and precise. This one changes how you feel walking into a room. Not eventually. Immediately. And part 3 covers the cut that conceals crown thinning so gracefully that no one, not even your stylist, will ever bring it up again. 3. The wavy lob with deep side part. Do you ever find yourself styling around a part of your scalp rather than actually styling your hair? That careful workaround, the extra product, the brush angled just so, the quiet hope that nobody notices, is a signal your cut is working against you, not for you. Crown thinning after 60 is one of the most common experiences women face. And the most common mistake is choosing a center part, which does exactly one thing. It splits the crown directly in two and puts every thin area on full display. The wavy lob with deep side part is the most elegant solution to this problem that most women never find, because nobody tells them to look for it. The first fix is your part placement. Swap your center part for a deep side part immediately. This single change drapes a natural curtain of hair across the thinner areas of your crown without any additional product or effort. It also creates an asymmetrical diagonal line across your forehead that frames your face and reads as effortlessly Parisian. Why does a center part age you after 60? Because it exposes the crown, flattens both sides of the face equally, and removes any architectural lift from your upper silhouette. The second fix is your length. The wavy lob sits at collarbone length, not shorter, not longer. Above the collarbone, You lose the drape that covers the crown. Below it, the hair pulls the face downward instead of framing it. That collarbone touchpoint is the exact length where your face, neck, and shoulders look their most balanced and elegant. The third fix is your wave pattern. Straight hair at lob length can look heavy and shapeless. Soft, loose waves through the length create movement, dimension, and the illusion of fullness. You are not creating beach waves. You are creating a gentle, sophisticated texture that catches the light and reads as full, healthy, and expensive. The fourth fix is your face framing pieces. Your longest sections near the face should fall forward and curve slightly inward, not outward. That inward curve draws the eye toward those beautiful cheekbones of yours rather than outward toward the width of your jaw. Honestly, that inward curve is something most women have never heard of. It sounds like nothing. It changes everything. There is one styling choice that makes the wavy lob look twice as expensive, and it has nothing to do with product. It is where your deep side part begins. The correct placement is directly above the arch of your eyebrow, not somewhere vague on the scalp. That brow-align placement creates a diagonal line that lifts and elongates the entire upper face in a way no product can replicate. The fifth fix is part architecture. Ask your stylist to mark the part start point just above your eyebrow arch and build the sections from there. That structural decision is what separates this lob from every other one in the room. If you are still parting at the center, swap it for a deep side part today. If your waves are heavy or tight, swap them for loose, soft S-waves instead. The transformation takes one styling session and lasts all week. Reset your waves once a week with a wide barrel iron. That single habit keeps your wavy lob polished and intentional between salon visits. This is the part women in our community come back to most. And now you know exactly why. And part 4 covers a cut that makes you look taller, slimmer, and more radiant. And the secret is entirely at the back, not the front. You will not see it coming. For the V-cut with crown lift. Nobody tells you this in the salon. The shape at the back of your hair is doing more to your overall silhouette than everything happening at the front. Most women spend years adjusting their fringe, changing their part, and experimenting with volume spray, and never once question the shape their cut creates from behind. That oversight is quietly costing you inches of perceived height, and a silhouette that reads shorter and wider than you actually are. The V-cut with crown lift is a precision architectural decision. The difference between having it and not having it shows up in every photograph, in every room, from every angle. The first fix is your back shape. A blunt, horizontal weight line at the back creates a visual shelf, a flat, wide band that emphasizes width and compresses your frame. A V-cut removes that shelf by angling back sections toward a central point, creating a diagonal line that draws the eye downward and inward. You appear taller. Your frame appears narrower. That is what geometry does that product never can. The second fix is your crown layers. Flat crown hair, lying close to the scalp with no lift, drops the visual apex of your entire silhouette. Even a small amount of graduated layering at the crown adds height that elongates everything below it. Your neck, your shoulders, your whole frame. Why does flat crown hair age you? It shortens your silhouette from the top down, and the eye stops at your crown and reads everything below it as compressed. The third fix is face framing length. The V-cut places the longest sections at the center back, while the front stays longer and surrounds your face. That framing draws the eye inward, toward your eyes, toward your skin, toward your natural radiance. It is the complete opposite of what a blunt cut does. Honestly, the first time I explained the V-shape to a woman who had worn the same cut for 20 years, she sat quietly for a moment, and then asked why no one had ever told her. That one question said everything. There is one thing that keeps the V-cut looking polished between appointments, and most women skip it completely. It is a single habit your stylist can show you in under 2 minutes. The fourth fix is root volume. Using a round brush at the crown while drying sets the direction of lift, and keeps your V-shape looking intentional and polished rather than grown out and flat. That step takes 90 seconds. Skip it and the cut loses half its impact by midday. The fifth fix is your trim schedule. Every 8 weeks without exception. The V-shape loses its definition faster than a blunt cut. A sharply maintained back angle is what makes this cut look wealthy and intentional every single day, rather than shapeless and grown out. If you are wearing a blunt one-length cut, Swap it for a V-shaped back with crown graduation. Keep your length. Your silhouette changes completely. If your crown is flat after washing, swap a blow-dryer alone for a round brush at the roots. That single swap preserves your lift from morning through evening. This cut makes every outfit look more expensive. That is just fact. And part 5 is the one most women in our community say they wish they had known about 30 years ago. I want you to hear this one. 5. The modern shag with curtain bangs. Picture this. You sit down in the salon chair, and your stylist asks what you want. You say the same thing you always say: a trim, some shape, keep the length. You walk out looking nearly identical to how you walked in. And somewhere on the drive home, that quiet feeling settles back in. Something is still missing. What is missing has a name. And most women over 60 have never been offered it. Not because it would not work, but because stylists make assumptions about what mature women want. Those assumptions are costing you the most transformative cut of your life. I know women who describe this cut the same way every single time. They say, for the first time in years, I look exactly the way I feel inside. The first fix is curtain bangs. Most women over 60 are either wearing blunt bangs that chop the forehead, or no bangs at all, leaving the upper third of the face completely unframed. Curtain bangs are the answer between those two extremes. They are long, face-framing pieces that part at the center and drape gently toward your cheekbones, framing your eyes without ever covering your forehead. Why does having no bang age you? Without framing at the top of your face, the eye falls straight from your hairline to your features with nothing guiding it. And that unframed line draws attention to every line and every shift in the upper face. The second fix is the shag structure itself. A modern shag uses multiple layers at different lengths throughout the cut. Crown layers, midsection layers, and end layers, each creating movement, texture, and a look that reads as intentional rather than grown out. It does not look high maintenance. It looks like you woke up effortlessly stylish. The third fix is razor cut ends. Blunt ends on a shag destroy the effect entirely. The shag gets its signature lightness from feathered, razor-finished ends that allow each layer to move independently. Ask your stylist specifically for razor-cut ends, not scissor blunt. That one word changes the entire result. Honestly, when a woman in our community got curtain bangs at 63, she looked at herself and started to cry. Not because she was sad, but because she finally looked the way she felt inside. Those words have stayed with me. There is one reason this cut looks effortless on some women and overdone on others. It comes down entirely to one decision your stylist makes at the very beginning of your appointment. And now you will know exactly what to ask for. The fourth fix is weight distribution. A properly built shag removes weight from the ends and moves it upward through the midsection. When weight sits at the ends, the hair hangs flat. When it is moved upward and inward, the hair floats, bounces, and moves with your natural texture rather than pulling against it. The fifth fix is your bang length. Your curtain bangs should reach the outer corner of your eyebrow, not your eyelid, not your cheekbone. That precise point is what frames those beautiful eyes of yours without covering them. If you are wearing blunt bangs right now, swap them for curtain bangs at the outer brow corner. If you have no bangs at all, ask for just the curtain framing pieces. Nothing shorter, nothing heavier. Curtain bangs need a trim every 4 to 6 weeks to stay precise, polished, and intentional. This cut is the reason women stop getting asked their age. That is not an exaggeration. And everything you need to walk into your next salon appointment with total confidence. It is right here. You just learned 5 precision haircuts that most women spend decades searching for, and many never find at all. Your bone structure was always this beautiful. These cuts simply let it show. Boom. You now know exactly what to bring to your next salon appointment. Walk in with intention. Walk out transformed. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 cuts are you already wearing? And which one made you stop and grab your phone to call your stylist right now? I genuinely want to know. Next time, we are uncovering the one color mistake that silently adds 10 years overnight, and most women over 60 are making it without even realizing. You will not want to miss it. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.